Hey, what's going on, guys? So today, gotta wear my jersey properly. We're gonna do our NFL preseason week number 2 recap. So I'm not gonna waste time. I'm gonna just talk about the Tennessee Titans Atlanta Falcons game. Tennessee wins 23-20, but they don't. But Cam Ward only completed 2 out of 7 passes, I think halfway through the third quarter. And the Titans were winning at that point. So, yeah. Oh, what to say about that? I don't really fit in here. Like, it looks like I got shoulder pads. Don't really fit with it as a couch. I might have to keep this as a bed. I'm in a different setup right now. So, yeah, Tennessee, they started out the game. There was no scoring until the second quarter, where Atlanta throws a pick 6 to Brooks, makes the score 6-0. Tennessee misses their conversion. Atlanta makes it 6-3. And then makes into a very quiet first half. It was 6-3 by halftime. This game really picked up in the third quarter. Tennessee scores a touchdown. And it makes the score. It makes the score 13-3. The Falcons didn't go away. The Falcons would then score another touchdown. Falcons would then score a touchdown and make it 13-10. And then a field goal to make it 13-13. Tennessee afterwards would make the score 20-13. It with another touchdown. Then Atlanta drives right down the field and scores another touchdown. That brings the third quarter basically to its end. Fourth quarter, Tennessee kicks a field goal, and Atlanta, they have to give the ball back to Tennessee late in the fourth quarter. But then Atlanta got the ball back. And then with 3 seconds to go, they turned it over on downs, and then the game ends. So Atlanta has is turnover problem too harsh, or putting it too mildly? Because that's what I think it is. It was Atlanta. With Tennessee, I don't know. Anyway, I better fix my setup over here. But yeah. The Titans win 23-20. Let's move on to the Chiefs-Seahawks game. Had to fix my setup because when the bed was a couch, I didn't really fit in there. You're kind of going to have some headspace because I am very, very tall. Anyway, so the Chiefs-Seahawks game. I don't want to talk about this game, but I have to. I just have to. Seahawks win 33-16. 33-16. They played like a dominant team. I feel like Kansas City is just a repeat of the Super Bowl. It's a repeat of the Super Bowl that the Chiefs put on. Just different numbers. Repeat of the Super Bowl, different numbers. That's basically all that could be said about the Chiefs. But Seahawks rushed like crazy. Touchdown after touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. I think even Jason Myers was playing offensive line. Now, Seattle's run game was really good. They dominated from the opening kickoff and never looked back. So, yeah. Don't know what else to say about it. Not too much more to say. Seattle wins the game. 33-16. Wasn't even close. Let's move on to some more games that are fun. Okay, so we're going to be doing Patriots-Vikings now. The Patriots win 20-12. But, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you skipped over this. We'll go over the scoring summary for, like, better recaps. That's what I think we should have done for both leagues from the start. But sooner, better late than never, I guess. Okay, so in the first quarter, Patriots scored the only points of the game on a touchdown. Travion Henderson rushed to the left. As for an 8-yard touchdown, their convert goes in, 7-0 New England. Second quarter, another third down touchdown at the Minnesota 12. Joshua Dobbs, playing quarterback in this game, passed to Efton Chisholm, if I'm reading the guy's name right, to the left for the 12-yard touchdown. Andy Borlegalis, their kicker, made the conversion. Is 14-0. And Vikings kick a field goal. Well, Will Reicher's their kicker in this game. So, yeah. So that makes it 14-3 by halftime. Fourth quarter. On a fourth down, Parker Romo kicks a field goal. Because they're rotating rosters in the preseason. This will be a lot better once we get to the regular season. So, yeah, don't judge me. So, Minnesota kicked another field goal. And that was a field goal. Trading field goals in the fourth quarter makes the score 20-12. Patriots scored 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals. The Vikings kicked 4 field goals. I don't know what to really think of this game. I wouldn't be surprised if you're not a Patriots or a Vikings fan, you probably skip this game. But if you want to know what happens, 20-12 final. Let's move on to Packers Colts. Okay, so I forgot to look at some stats, but yeah, it's pretty boring games. I'll start looking at stats as well. So we're learning as we go here, guys. Don't blame me. So we're going to do Packers-Colts. The Packers win 23-19 is the final score. Or so the stats. It's more favors Green Bay. Indianapolis had Green Bay was better on third and fourth down efficiency. Indianapolis had more yards. This was a pretty close game. And the Packers didn't start well, so we'll go to the scoring summary now. Second quarter, Spencer Schrader kicked a 25-yard field goal, making the score 3-0 Indianapolis. Second and goal at the Green Bay 3-yard line. On 5:03, need to go in the second quarter. Tyler Goodson, touchdown Indianapolis, makes it 10-0. Another field goal makes it 13-0. Packers kicker in this game, Mark McNamee, kicked a 43-yard field goal. So it was 13-3 by halftime. Green Bay scores a touchdown right off the hop in the third quarter. Or no, not right off the hop. Deep into the third quarter. Or makes it 13-10. Indianapolis kicks a field goal. Makes it 16-10. And Green Bay scores a touchdown. And quite quickly in the fourth quarter to tie the game. Misses their extra point. So the game is tied 16-16. Indianapolis kicks another field goal with 6:41 to go. A little too much time. I'm 19-16. Second and goal Oh, the last 137 to go. Packers score a touchdown, and that would be the game-winning score. The Packers win the game. So again, the Packers were better or in efficiency. That's probably what won them the game. They had almost 5 minutes more of possession. We'll do Dolphins-Lions now. Okay, so we're doing Dolphins-Lions now. The Dolphins. I'm shocked. Anyone else shocked? I know it's preseason, but the Dolphins beat the Lions 24-17. The Lions have not had a good preseason, but preseason means nothing once we get going in week 1. So yeah. Whoops. Gotta aim my camera right. Alright, so the Dolphins didn't really dominate the stats. On stats that you want less of, the Dolphins did good. But the stats you want more of, it was more a contest. So we'll start in the first quarter on a 2nd and goal. Well, Zach Wilson makes a touchdown pass to D. Eskridge. 7-0 Miami. Second quarter, the Lions scored 2 touchdowns. Kyle Allen passed for both of them to Isaac Tesla and Jackson Meeks. I did that in no particular order, but that makes it 14-7 Lions going into half, so okay, Lions are doing good. 3rd and 8 on the Detroit 15. 10:42. Game time in the third quarter. Wait, Henry, okay, what? Okay, my dog. What are you doing, dog? Come here. Up. Come on up. Up here. Up here. You know how. Oh, yeah, just hang on. Yeah, the dog didn't think he could get up onto the bed. Well, he could, so. Okay, back to this game. Miami on a 3rd and 8 scores a touchdown. Quinn Ewers, who had a really good game this week. A down the middle pass, 15-yard touchdown. And ties the game. Jake Bates kicked a 33-yard field goal, making it 17-14. But the fourth quarter, this is what Miami won the game. It was all Miami in the fourth quarter. A touchdown and a field goal makes the score 24-17, but the Dolphins scored the touchdown first to take the lead. Just extended the score with the field goal. And that does it for the game. And again, Miami didn't really dominate the stats, dominate anything until the fourth quarter, but you're better late than never. You're better off late than never, so yeah. Okay, now we're going to do the Cleveland-Philly game. Now, take a look here. The Browns beat the Eagles. This to me is a shocker, because Shedeur Sanders didn't play in this game. They beat the Eagles 22-13. I was reading that, I was watching that game, and the highlights of that game, going, what is going on? The defending Super Bowl champions just lost to the Browns. Browns might not be the worst team in football. Man, mixed signal here. Anyway, so I want to look at this. Okay, so we're going to talk about the Browns-Eagles game. So the Browns, shockingly, win 22-13. My dog is trying to climb me like I'm a ladder. Hey, you stop that right now. I'm trying to work. And we'll settle them down. Anyway, I'm going to look at the stats and the scoring summary. That's all coming up. But here, I want to look at this. It's Dylan Gabriel had a mixed day. And that's not me saying it. I read an article that said he had a mixed day. And he came in with a lot of pressure. Shedeur Sanders didn't play in this game. And a poor performance could have really stuck something, and it could have really been bad. But Dylan Gabriel played real good. I think Sanders and Gabriel could be the backups in Cleveland this year. I really think they could. Or 72.2 completion percentage, 143 yards, QB rating 72.2, no touchdowns. He threw a pick 6. He did pretty good outside of that. So, but the Browns dominated on almost every other stat, despite the pick 6. So, yeah, Cleveland might be better than we think. So, do the scoring summary here. 2nd and goal, first quarter, or about the middle of the first quarter, Cleveland scores a touchdown. They miss their conversion, 6-0. First and 10 for the Browns. That's an Eagles scoring play. That is the pick 6 that started right at the second quarter, or end of the first quarter. However you want to look at it. It reads the second quarter, so whatever it was, that was the pick 6 that was mentioned earlier. Or 75-yard pick 6. Makes the score 7-6 Philadelphia. But Dustin Hopkins to the rescue, I guess, because he gives Cleveland the lead back, making it 9-7. Kyle McCord, playing quarterback for Philly in this game, and pass down the middle. 2-point attempt failed. Old makes it 13-9. Then Cleveland's down at halftime, but only by 1. Cleveland makes a field goal, makes it 13-12. But then the rest of the game, here come the Cleveland Browns. Now it's KJ Henry intercepted Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Browns fans, remember him? I'm sure you don't want to. Your defense intercepted him in this game. And 45-yard touchdown off an interception. And makes it 19-13. And then Cleveland kicks a field goal. And that's done. It's a 22-13 win. And pretty good performance by Cleveland. Philadelphia, I don't know what to say about that. So, I don't know what to say about Philadelphia. But other than, it's the preseason. And you're probably going to be dominant in the regular season. So, yeah. Let's go on to the Niners-Raiders game. Okay, so Niners-Raiders. Or the Niners win 22-19. And Mac Jones versus Aiden O'Connell in this game. Not the best backup quarterback battle we've ever seen, but the stats were pretty even and through the whole game. On offense, defense went more the Niners way. That's probably how they won this game. Well, let me take you through the scoring summary. First quarter starts with trading field goals in the first quarter, 3-3 by the end of one. The team traded touchdowns. That was Ashton Jeanty running to the right for a 1-yard touchdown. And I think he's going to be the Raiders' number 1 on running back. The Raiders could be good this year. Or they have built a good roster down there in Vegas. And San Francisco, when healthy, has a really good roster. Or year in and year out, so. Yeah. Ashton Jeanty is going to be a star. That makes the score 10-3. But the Niners, a few minutes later, respond. My apologies for the interruption. Where were we? Okay, so, alright, pick this up back in the second quarter. Daniel Carlson kicked a 35-yard field goal, kicking for the Raiders in this game. 13-10. And third quarter, only a Jake Moody field goal, not very eventful. 13-13. Fourth quarter, Daniel Carlson kicked a 54-yard field goal, making it 16-16. Wait, no, 13-16. They traded field goals the rest of the way. The Niners outscored them on field goals 4-2 the rest of the way. 3-2 in the fourth quarter. I think it was a really kicker-decided game. See, there's a lot of field goals, not a lot of touchdowns, so that's the Niners-Raiders game this week for you. Let's talk about the Buccaneers-Steelers game. Okay, Tampa and Pittsburgh. Tampa. Bucs win. 17-14. I was about to say 30, but that would probably be like the combined score. It's 17 plus 10 is 20. Yes, 31 combined points in this game. 31 combined points. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Anyway, so Teddy Bridgewater recently signed with the Buccaneers. It was like very recently. Mason Rudolph was playing in this game. And as well, stats are pretty even. And Tampa controlled their defense a bit better than Pittsburgh, which honestly surprised me. Pittsburgh usually has a good defense. Weird. Anyway. Okay, so it's 2nd and 13. Teddy Bridgewater to Bucky Irving. And he's probably just as good as Ashton Jeanty, just with a little more experience. Makes the score 7-0. And then Emeka Egbuka, their wide receiver they drafted this year for Tampa, makes it 14-0. Mason Rudolph to Brandon Johnson for a 2-yard touchdown. 14-7. And then nothing in the second quarter. Third quarter, just one field goal. Or no, touchdown in the third quarter. It was one scoring play. And then Chase McLaughlin kicked a 42-yard field goal, kicking for Tampa in this game. So that ends it. So it's a pretty boring game. Would be surprised if you guys skip over this one. But let's go to a bit more points in the next few games. Okay, so we got some city battles coming up here. But first, Ravens-Cowboys. The Baltimore Ravens. Oh, my arm hurts here. The Ravens win 31-13. 31-13, guys. 31-13. So, yeah. I feel like I'm falling off a little bit. Anyway, so Cooper Rush Baltimore's new backup quarterback playing in this game. There's Joe Milton III. And Jonathan Mingo played in this game. Baltimore dominated all the stats. And so this was a dominant Baltimore win, but I'll take you through the scoring summary. You would have never thought the Cowboys had a lead after you heard that stat line. But the first quarter, Joe Milton third, excuse me. I don't mean to be disrespectful. We all make mistakes. But nevertheless, this part is true. He's tackled for a safety. Makes it 2-0 Baltimore. Baltimore kicks a field goal. Andrew Booth on the Cowboys defense picks off Cooper Rush for a pick 6. 7-5 Dallas by the end of quarter number 1. You would have never thought that they would have a lead in this game. Well, folks, you thought wrong. You thought wrong. Second quarter, 4th and goal at the Dallas 1. Cooper Rush to Keith Kirkwood to the right for a 1-yard touchdown. 12-7. Baltimore had a monster second quarter. Tyler Loop kicks Paramore field goals. 18-7 Baltimore by halftime. Third quarter, Brandon Aubrey kicks a field goal. 36 yards. Ards makes it 18-10 Dallas. Baltimore copies the exact same. 36 yards, field goal win, 21-10. And fourth quarter, Brandon Aubrey kicked a 47-yard field goal, makes it 21-13. Dearness Johnson rushing for the next scoring play, which is a touchdown, 28-13. Tyler Loop kicks a 53-yarder to end the game, 31-13. The Ravens win. This is just a statement win. And it was a lot closer last year when they played. I know this is a preseason game and that was a regular season game. But yeah, let's move on to the Jets Giants. Okay, so New York and New York. The Battle of New York. And this is why I feel weird. It's like two teams playing in the same building. I mean, you get this every once in a blue moon. And I was like, play in separate buildings, please. But it's the Jets versus Giants, and it's the Giants. The Giants served as the home team. They had their field all painted big blue, and they put up a statement. And the Giants win 31-12. 31-12 over the New York Jets. That's the Giants. How about them Giants? They could shock the world. So, for the Jets, that's Alex Martinez versus Jackson Dart. This is really no contest. The Jets dominated the ball on defense and had more time of possession. But the Giants did very well on offense. And the scoring plays is pretty much favored the Giants. So we'll go through that. Devin Singletary rushing to the right for a touchdown. Nick Folk, Jets kicker, kicks 2 field goals after that. That takes us to halftime, 7-6. Pretty boring game. Everyone's close. It's fun. Here come those mighty New York Giants. And it's Jackson Dart, Greg Dulrich, collecting touchdowns. Jackson Dart rushed himself for a touchdown. And those two plays alone takes it from 6-7. Oh, the Jets are in it. We can do this to borderline blowout. Out 21-6. And I'm not done there. Giants kick a field goal. 24-6. Jets finally score their first touchdown in the fourth quarter. Second and goal. Brady Cook now in at quarterback. Quentin Skinner. 2-point attempt failed. Passed up Pokey Wilson. And was the 2-point failure. Was the failure on the 2-point. Because a lot of these guys are playing for roster spots. Second and goal at the New York Jets 1. On Jameis Winston finishes it off with a touchdown. And the Giants really impressive. The Giants, they are no laughingstock. I don't care that they have the hardest schedule. They are no laughingstock. Let's go on to the Battle of Los Angeles. Okay, the last few games were either boring or blowouts. This one might be much better. Chargers, Rams. The Rams. Okay, just adjust my stick here. Yeah, there we go. The Rams win 23-22. 23-22. This was pretty close. Matt Stafford probably had nothing to do with this game. He was still had back problems, I believe. Trey Lance was a leading passer and a leading rusher in this game. The Rams dominated all the stats. So how did we get this close of a game? I'll tell you. 4th and 10 at the Rams 14. Cameron and Dicker, their kicker. Hey, that rhymes. Yeah, we're not in that business. Kicked a 32-yard field goal. 32 yards out, 3-0. Konata Mumpfield passing to the right. Joshua Carty for the Rams. And making it 3-0 to 7-3. Chargers could compare a field goal. They're leading by halftime. So, you kind of notice the trend here. The Chargers are getting, they're executing on scoring plays, but not the stat line. Like the stat line, it's not the end all be all. If you're executing on your scoring plays, that's how you win games. Some games might come down to stats. And some people might look at stats like, hey, they really don't deserve it, but I am not one of those people. Scoring plays are mostly all that matters. Whether you're in a crazy one or in just one score wins. It's type of game. I know they don't put scenarios in these games, but games can end up like that. Yeah, that's the score by halftime, 9-7. Rams, Joshua Carty kicks a 38-yard field goal. Raheem Sanders gets a touchdown, giving the Chargers the lead back at 15-10. But Stetson Bennett gets a touchdown, 17-15. Ethan Emmons, the Rams punt. This is a punt return touchdown. Luke Grimm, Chargers punt returner. 66-yard punt return touchdown, 22-17. But the Rams walk it off and win. This game came down to scoring plays. I don't know what's worse. The Chargers losing or the Seahawks winning. But I envision a bad road ahead because I have to now talk about my Arizona Cardinals. I don't want to do this. I have to talk about the Cardinals. We get demolished, derailed by the Denver Broncos. 27-7. Now, I didn't think... My brain thought this could have happened. Because the Broncos have a good defense. And I'm not going to discredit the Broncos just because we were playing them. I am not that kind of person. But Jacoby Brissett versus Jared Stidham in this game. The Broncos dominated the stats. We were there's some rumbling going on in the kitchen. And everything is shaking. Okay, so again, the Broncos dominated the stats. Except for turnovers. We did pretty good there. R.J. Harvey rushed for the touchdown. An 8-yard touchdown. 7-0 Denver. Arizona responds. Jacoby Brissett to Simi Fehoko. 16-yard touchdown. No Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah, I'm a Marvin Harrison Jr. guy. But I also like Jacoby Brissett. I think he's playing really well. Not in this game, but good defense, okay? And then the scoring plays were all Broncos. It was between field goals and touchdowns. Will Lutz kicking the field goals. Jared Stidham to Troy Franklin for the remaining touchdowns. I didn't think the Cardinals were going to win this game. No part of me. I mean, I always want my team to win. I'm a huge believer, and I'm a huge hopeful, as most sports fans are. But when you're making predictions off or on camera, you gotta think about these things. And I thought the Broncos defense was gonna be too tough for my Redbirds to overcome. And I was, after that, watching that on Saturday night, thinking, we might have just had the worst performance of the week. But we didn't. And after watching football on Sunday and Monday, so it's not the end of the world, and it's only preseason. And I could just say this. If the Chiefs-Cardinals game, if the Cardinals' only preseason win is against the Chiefs, because the Raiders are an up-and-coming team. The Broncos, we already lost to them. They had a good defense. I feel like, I know we lost them last preseason, but we were a bit of a weaker team. We're a little stronger now, but if our only preseason win is going to be against the Chiefs, I will be very happy with that. Because number one, we started 1-0, and number two, I don't care if the Chiefs are playing in the Super Bowl or their first weekend of preseason game. And do you know what it means to beat the Chiefs? So yeah. Now, if we had lost to them, this would be a whole different story of the Cardinals here. But at least we start the story off good. There's going to be some bumps in the road. But let's move on to Sunday's games and Monday's games, because there's only 3 left. Tie number 3, I think, this preseason. Yeah, tie number 3. Jaguars and Saints tie at 17 apiece. It's Nick Mullins versus Spencer Rattler. Tyler Shuck played in this game. He was not ready. The stats were somewhat even. The Jaguars controlled it. The Jaguars kind of controlled it. Look at this here. Trevor Lawrence played a little bit in this game. This is when the Jags were playing really good. Jags played really good in the first quarter. Trevor Lawrence passed to Parker Washington. Cam Little made the PAT. 7-0 Jacksonville. Oh, Bysol Old Tutton rushed up the middle. Or Blake Groupie kicked the field goal. 51 yards out. 7-3 New Orleans. And Bysol Old Tutton rushing up the middle. He's playing running back in this game. It's these weird names. And because they're not playing the starters. Like, once you get an actual starter, I mean, who knows? Once they play starters, these games will be a lot better. You'll be able to remember names. And it's like, don't get some of these names indented in your head. Some of them you do, some of them you don't. Cam Little kicked a 53-yard field goal. He had a 70-yarder last week. And he had 17-3. 14-3. 17-3 by halftime. New Orleans kicks a pair of field goals from 23 and 40 yards out. Makes it 17-9. Spencer Rattler came in and saved the day for New Orleans. Passing to Dante Pettis. I think that's how you say his name. To the left for a 20-yard touchdown. 2-point attempt converted. Spencer Rattler ran it in. And the game tied. It's a pretty boring game. Let's move on to an absolutely blowout game. Okay, the Bills and the Bears. Or is this game they actually showed on live TV. Like on cable. Or like somewhere that isn't NFL Network. Okay? So, the Bears win 38-0. 38-0. The only reason I thought Chicago was going to win this game, and man did they ever, was because I don't believe Josh Allen plays in the preseason. And the Bills don't have too good of backups. Mitch Trubisky is their starting quarterback in the preseason. Regular season and playoffs, Josh Allen's their man. So, don't get too upset, Bills fans. Meanwhile, Bears fans, get excited because your starting quarterback played in this game. His game leaders, it's Reed Tyson Badgett. But it should say Caleb Williams. I was reading this as we go along. First downs. Third down efficiency. Any stat you can think of, all went Chicago's way. Scoring summary in the first quarter. And scoring plays will be all Chicago. So, I don't need to tell you score changes and whatnot. I don't need to tell you that stuff because only one team scored. Caleb Williams passed to Olamide Zaccheaus, Britton Brown, and rushing Tyson Badgett, and Elam Wheeler. Not as many scoring plays, but they scored a lot of touchdowns. So let's see. 5 touchdowns to 1 field goal. Leads to 38-0. Now let's move on to Bengals Commanders. Okay, the final game of the week. This was played on Monday, so this was Monday Night Football for the preseason. Bengals Commanders. The Bengals won 31-17. The Bengals, maybe they could start hot this year, but let me just clear things up for the Commanders. You're not playing starters. I don't think Jaden Daniels is playing in this game, but we'll find that out. Oh, he played a little bit in this game. He played a little bit. Your starters aren't playing whole games. But the way Washington's losing, I'm a little worried because I picked them to win the NFC East this year. But Cincinnati on 4th and goal rushed Chase Brown. A lot of offensive starters are playing for Cincinnati no matter what because they're nothing without it. Chase Brown rushed up the middle for a 1-yard touchdown. 7-0 Cincinnati. Jaden Daniels rushed up the middle. He's something special, isn't he? Rushed up the middle for a 14-yard touchdown. Matt Gay made the PAT. Their new kicker, I believe, or a backup kicker. I know he was on Indianapolis last year. Ja'Cory Croxy Merritt running up the middle. 14-7 Washington by the end of the first quarter. But say goodbye to... No, not yet. Joe Burrow passed to Charlie Jones, tying the score. Jake Browning passed to Mitchell Tinsley for a 13-yard TD. And then Jake Browning passed it again. And this time from 21 yards. Almost the exact same play. Matt Gay kicks a 27-yard field goal. Makes it 28-17, and then Evan McPherson kicks a field goal. They trade field goals in the second half. But always something shocking happens when the Bengals and Commanders play. But that'll do it for the recap video this week. Let me guys know if I should do predictions. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.